Yeah, I was born here in Little River and graduated high school here. My father and my grandfather both lived here. My grandfather, on my father's side, actually had a general store and a meat market in Little River. And his father was one of the earlier settlers here.
Well, I came to Little River in 1996, so I'm not a newbie here. I've been here 23 years. I came over as the elementary principal. Partway through my tenure as principal, I met my wife through the school district, and we have 3 boys ranging from ages 10 down to 5. Together, we've both kind of just fallen in love with Little River, and it's just become home.
I first moved to Little River in 2002 as an intern for a mutual telephone company. I have a wife, Chandra, of 10 years, and we are raising 3 kids in the community currently. We have Weston, which is 5, Tucker, who is 4, and Emma, who is 2.
So we've been here a long time. We came here, our family came here in 1871, and I'm the 5th generation here. They homesteaded just down the road here, and we're actually here before even Little River was founded.
When I first moved to town, there wasn't a lot of young people at first, but shortly thereafter, there were several young families that started moving back. For me, that was actually a big reason why I stayed.
It just makes you want to stay here when you got other young people in the community and investing in it. It's your future.
We've been blessed here that a lot of people have come back.
A lot of small communities, if you don't get that, are probably going to lose population and dwindle down and eventually maybe decline or disappear.
The projects that the Community Foundation and other people grants have proposed and funded obviously are very important in attracting people. We have the daycare center, which is very, very important to working young people.
We've also seen the volunteerism take place before us in the park that you can see with a splash pad and new equipment.
We were able to get some playground equipment, nice playground equipment for our elementary building.
The upgrade of the tennis courts.
Over the years, there's been a lot of things done out at our ball complex, projects that have focused on making the community grow.
With that, we've had Clutter Hill.
It was a 25-lot development on the west side of town. It's created an opportunity for new residents and current residents to come to the community or stay in the community, which has enabled more families, more kids in the school, and kind of a trickle-down effect from there.
But the overall idea that, hey, people are building houses up there. Did you know that? And there's something going on in that town that promotes that kind of building and idea that, hey, this is going to last for a while. I think that's the biggest impact of that.
One of the most recent as far as that have impacted the whole community was the Main Street project. There's been projects with the grocery store, also projects that have helped different generations of folks, the older generations and things through Sandstone Heights.
So all these projects together, there's a synergy about it. All of these things have been real progressive. You just don't see it in towns from 500 to 900 people.
I think it's really important for small towns to continue to look for ways to improve. If you become complacent and say, okay, we've done enough, we don't need to do any more, people will come to us, that's probably not going to happen.
I feel like the pride that people have in this community is demonstrated through the volunteerism.
Yeah, it takes a lot of people with a lot of different skills to make it happen.
Pride is, I think it's just been carried down from generation to generation.
We have a very strong Lions Club that does a lot in the community. We have a very strong Recreation Commission that has all sorts of sporting activities and provides great facilities for our youth to practice at and play at.
That help not only our youth programs, but programs for senior citizens as well. Those are types of things too that I think when families look at small communities and if they want to come and live there, they look at, okay, what does it offer not only for me as a parent, but what does it offer for my children that we can do as far as activities and fun things together.
We have 3 strong churches, Little River Development Group, the Little River Community Foundation.
We have very active senior center.
A proactive city council. All these things show off the pride that Little River has.
I think people have stepped up to the plate and said, you know, I'm willing to put in the time. I'm not going to get paid for it, but if it's going to better our community, then I'll step up and do it.
I'm sure that these towns that are failing, small towns that are failing around us and across the nation, have plenty of people who have pride in their community and want to do well for their community, but they lack the other resources. And we have those resources plus the pride, and the fiscal strength of that gives people encouragement to take a chance, to do something a little offline where other people are not afforded that chance. The projects that have happened, you have to look back and say, what was the genesis of those? It's been the younger people who now show leadership roles in the town.
I feel like I owe the community something because it's been so good to me. They were very receptive when I first moved here from being out of town.
People have done a lot for me, and this town has, kind of, in a way, kind of shaped who I am growing up. And so you want to see that continue, and so that's why you give of your talents and your time and to improve the community, because you want to see it be a great place like it was when you grew up.
People have to have housing, they want recreation, and people have to have services. You provide those three things, hopefully people will come to your community versus someone else's.
When you go to a town, first impressions are everything, right? How people are treated and like how the town looks is a big deal to like someone decides maybe it would be a good place to live.
I think that if we did not have the Little River Community Foundation Fund, I think it would look a lot different in our community.
I strongly believe there wouldn't be a Clutter Hill development. I strongly believe there wouldn't be the improvements that you're seeing, not only in the schools, but also Main Street.
The things they do are so visible, and to just know that you were a part of that, I think would be special to me anyway, that you improved the town and you maybe had a hand in bringing people to the town.
If there was a person who was looking at a way to help improve the Little River community, the Little River Community Fund endowment would be a great opportunity for somebody if they had the means to do it. Giving to the endowment could be a long-lasting way to make their impact and leave their mark on the Little River community, because a lot of things that have been done 15 years ago through the community fund, we still see those things in our community today.
Yeah, it's something I think that's pretty rare in a town our size, to have a fund that's basically dedicated to community improvement.
The more that endowment grows for the community foundation, the more projects that can be done, and at that point, the sky's the limit on where the community can go.
You can live anywhere else in a city with a lot of opportunities and maybe a lot more things to do, but it's really the people that brings you back.
You have to have people that are willing to call you their own and be a part of the family.
When you say Little River, to me, it's pretty simple. It's my birthplace, it's my heritage, it's my hometown.
Home. It's home. I put down roots here, so it's like it's gonna be home for me.
Overall, there's a dynamics in this little town that's just not typical.
I firmly believe if you take care of the community will take care of you. And so if you found this place to be a good place to raise your family and it's given back to you, please consider giving back to the community.